I always thought the worst thing I could walk in on was a lie, but that was before I walked in on my boyfriend and my roommate, dangled in a mess of limbs on our living room couch. I'd come home early, hard hammering with all the things I planned to say, how he'd been gaslighting me about where he was, how his stories never added up, how I'd finally had enough. My roommate, who'd spent months loudly hating him, was supposed to be my ally, my partner in eye rolls and whispered complaints. Instead, she was wrapped around him like they'd been doing this for years. The second they saw me, the air changed. My boyfriend's mouth opened and closed, but nothing came out. My roommate, my best friend, or so I thought, just looked at me with this cold, almost relieved expression. She didn't even try to hide. I waited for apologies, excuses, anything that made sense, but all I got was silence. I realized then the late-night whispered fights, the slammed doors, the fake disgust, none of it was real. It had all been a cover for something that was happening right under my nose. The worst part wasn't even the betrayal, it was how quickly everything unraveled. My boyfriend tried to blame the alcohol, claim it was a one-time mistake, but my roommate just laughed. She told me she was tired of pretending, that maybe I should have noticed how eager she always was to join us for movie nights, how she always lingered a little too close. She said she was sick of hiding, and maybe, deep down, I was too. Maybe I'd seen it coming but ignored it, because the truth was scarier than any lie. I left that night, keys shaking in my hand, but what really haunted me was how much relief I felt. For months, I'd been gripping this relationship so tightly, terrified of losing something I thought I needed. Standing there in the hallway, listening to them argue behind the door, I realized the real betrayal was how long I'd been lying to myself, about him, about my friendship, about what I actually wanted. Sometimes the most shocking thing isn't what other people do to you, but how far you'll go to avoid admitting you've been unhappy all along.